A1464.
A1464, yeah. Okay, A1464. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, good to hear. Now, can you please start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah and recite this following prayer here for me, please?
Rabbi zidani ilma.
Well done. And also the English translation?
O my Lord, increase me in my knowledge. Taha 115.
Okay, well done. So this is Surah Taha, verse 115. Just something I have to quickly point out. Here, Rabbi, what does the ba have underneath? Do you know what this sign is called?
Empty. I
Kasra.
think he forgot to recite Tabuz and Tasmiyah.
Oh, did you forget to recite that? Okay, sorry. Could you please recite that word and tasmiyah for me, please?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Okay, well done. And can you now recite this verse again for me?
ربي زدني علما.
Okay, well done. Perfect. Now, can you just remind me what this sign over here is called?
Kasra.
Kasra. And how long do we prolong a kasra for, do you know?
1 second.
1 second. Perfect. Well remembered. So make sure that when you're reciting it, try not to say Rabbi and elongate it. Try to say Rabbi zidni. Here is where you're elongating, okay? Try recite that once more for me, please.
Rabbi zidni ilma.
Okay, try repeat after me quickly. Rabbi zidni.
Rabbi zidni
Ilma.
ilma.
Okay, perfect. MashaAllah, very nicely recited A1464. Jazakallah khair for your time. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Khudafis.
Khuda Hafiz. Okay, so we've just had our opening prayer. So today we are going to be going through Surah Al-Falaq. We're not covering the whole surah today, but we're going through just the first half, okay? Now, as always, I'm just going to give you a quick introduction to Surah Al-Falaq, just to let you know what this surah is all about, how many verses it has, and so on and so forth. So Surah Al-Falaq, it basically means the daybreak. That's the meaning of the surah. And it has a total number of 6 verses, and it consists of 1 ruku. And Surah Falaq was revealed to the Holy Prophet ﷺ in Medina. Okay, now what is the surah all about? Well, in this surah, the believers are told that they should not be afraid of any oppressor, dictator, or ruler in the discharge of this sacred duty, and should hold the firm belief that God is the sole director and controller of the whole universe. So basically, he said to the believers that don't be afraid, don't worry, don't be scared of any of the controllers. Basically, oppressor means to control or to, someone who can lead you or have control over you. So do not be afraid of those people. Keep doing what's right and have belief in Allah. Okay? Because he is the only one with the power to protect his votaries from any harm or injury which the forces of darkness might seek to do to them. Okay, so Allah is the only one that can protect you from harm and injury. Okay, so this is what the surah is intended to, portray to all the people. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ used to recite the surah regularly before going to bed. So it is a sunnah, and so therefore we should try and do the same. So every day before sleeping, we should try recite Surah Al-Falaq as well. Yeah. Now, the rule of the day today is the rule of Qalqala. Now, Surah Al-Falaq is one of the surahs where there's many examples of Qalqala inside, and therefore, it's really important that we are familiarized with the rule of Qalqala. Okay. Now, what does Qalqala mean? Well, Qalqala means to make a jerking sound or sort of to make, give a bouncing sound, right? Jerking / bouncing sound. Now there are 5 letters which are known as the 5 qalqala letters. The letters are qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. If any one of these 5 letters occur with a jazm on top or like a sukoon on top, then you give a jerking sound, okay? However, there are going to be instances when you're reading the Holy Quran where there's not going to be a jazm on top of the letter, but you will still, give a jerking sound. Yes? So that will happen more when you are, pausing, and that's something that's going to come up in Surah Al-Falaq today as well. So I'll make sure that I point that out. But remember that there are 5 qalqala letters. If they come up with a jazm, you need to give a jerking sound. Sometimes they will come at the end of a verse, which means that they will not have a sukoon or a jazm on top, but you will still give a jerking sound so that you can pause, okay? Now, one thing to note here is that qalqala, you give a soft qalqala sound if the letter appears in the middle of a word. Okay, if it occurs in the middle of the word, that's when you give a soft qalqala sound. And if the letter appears in the end, all right, if it appears at the end, you give a moderate qalqala sound. And you give a strong qalqala sound if it's at the end and, it carries a tashdid. So if I just show you the first example here, okay, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم الفلق الفلق. Can you hear at the end here, I'm giving a qalqala sound, giving a jerking sound. Same thing here as well. خلق. Try not to say khalaq, but give a jerking sound there. Khalaq. Okay, so that is the rule of qalqala. Now I'm going to call another student onto the mic to help me recite these next few examples. So if co-host, I can have a student onto the mic, please.
Yes. Next Nasra will be N5227.
Okay, N5227. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, so may you please recite this following example for me. Make sure to recite Dawood and Tasmiyah before, okay?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Waqab.
Well done, mashallah. And you made sure to give a qalqala sound at the end, because is ba one of your qalqala letters?
Yes.
Well, that's why we're giving a jerking sound. Well done. Try having a go at the second one.
Al-Uqad.
Well done. Now this ayn over here do you know if it's one of your throat letters or not?
Yes.
Yes, it is indeed. Well done. So if ayn is one of your throat letters, try and give the sound from the middle of the throat, okay? So try repeating after me. Al-Uqad.
Al-Uqad.
Well done, mashallah. Very nicely recited. And can you have a go at this last one as well for me, please?
Hasad. Hasad.
Okay, well done, mashallah. Very nicely recited. Now, quick reminder, is ha one of your qalqala letters? Do you know if ha is not qalqala, sorry, is ha one of your throat letters?
I'm not sure.
Okay, no worries. Well, ha is actually one of your throat letters. So that means that you need to give the sound from the throat, okay, from the middle. Again, just like the ayn, with the ha is coming from the middle as well, okay? So try reciting it again. Repeat after me, please. Hasad.
Hasad.
Well done. MashaAllah, very nicely recited. N5227. Jazakallah khair for your time. Take care.
I'm sorry I didn't say it very well, but my throat hurts a little bit.
Oh, no worries. Well, I hope you get better soon, inshallah. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay. So for the next part, I'm going to play an audio. just so that you can listen to the recitation of Surah Al-Falaq, make sure when the audio is being played that you are reciting after the Hafiz that's reciting the surah. So make sure you practice alongside, okay? I'm just going to quickly play the audio. And co-host, once I'm playing the audio, please do let me know if you can hear it, yeah?
Okay.
Bismillah.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق. قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
من شر ما خلق.
من شر ما خلق. من شر ما خلق.
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب.
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب. ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب.
Okay, so that was the surah recitation. Hopefully you guys were repeating after as well and just practicing after the Hafiz Sahib was reciting it. So this is Surah Al-Falaq. Now, one thing I mentioned in the start was that letters, any qalqala letter, if it has a sukoon or a jazm on top, then you need to give a jerking sound. But here, at the end of this verse, we can see there is a qaf, okay? And we are meant to be pausing on this qaf because we've reached the end of a verse. Now, when we are pausing, even though this qaf does not have a sukoon or a jazm on top, we are still going to give a jerking sound, okay? So the rule is different when you are pausing. When you are pausing, it doesn't need to have a sukoon or a jazm on top, even if it doesn't, but because you are pausing, you're going to give a jerking sound. And that is for any letter that has got a fatha, a dhamma, or a kasra on top or underneath. If there is like, a vertical fatha or something, then the rule would be different. But for these circumstances with kasra, fatha, and dhamma, you need to make sure that you automatically just imagine that there is a sukoon there and you are pausing. So, you need to give a jerking sound. And the same rule is applied here at the end here and at the end of the verse here as well. Okay, so that is, the rule of qalqala in Surah Al-Falaq, yeah? So for that, I'm just going to quickly call a student onto the mic so that they can, just go through the surah with me quickly. So co-host, may I please have a student onto the mic for that?
Yes. Next student will be N4883.
Perfect. N4883. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, may you please start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah and try recite the first verse for me, please.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب
Okay. MashaAllah, very nicely recited. I can see that you did kalkala at the end of the verse here and here as well, and here at the end. Just a few things I want to point out. An ayn, the sound comes from the throat, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. And the sound of an alif actually also comes from the throat, but where the sound in the throat comes from differs. It's different. From the alif, it's right at the bottom. For the ayn, it's in the middle, okay? So you tried to give the ayn sound very beautifully. However, the mistake that occurred accidentally was the fact that you put the ayn in front. So you said a'udhu, okay? Try saying the alif sound first, then followed by the ayn sound. So if you can please try repeat after me. قل أعوذ.
قل أعوذ.
Well done, mashallah. This time, I can already see the improvement, yeah? Make sure that the alif sound comes before the ayn sound, because that's just the order it's written in, yeah? And
Yeah.
better
Sorry,
here.
I just got a bit mixed up.
Yes, it's true. And it's not just you who gets mixed up. It's a very common mistake. So don't worry about it. It's a mistake even I used to make, and it's quite recently when I started learning the Quran that I, had to practice it a bit more and got better in it. But that's something you can also do. Keep practicing this as much as you can. So a'udhu, the alif comes before the ayn, yeah?
Yeah.
Now with this the, try not to give a za sound. Try saying the for me.
Okay. The.
Okay, try get the tip of your tongue, the, and place it, touch the top teeth, the bottom part of the top teeth.
Okay. The.
Much better, much better. That's gonna come again with more practice. A'udhu. Try saying that for me.
A'udhu.
Well done, much better. But keep practicing that the sound. And can you just point out a place in the surah where kalkala is shown?
Kalkala. I forgot what kalkala means.
Okay, for kalkala, that's like a jerking sound that you need to make. Yeah. So where were you making jerking sounds today?
At the end of the first. The.
Here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
And
Well,
on the.
mhm.
Yeah, here too.
Okay, good. Well remembered. So at the end of every verse here in the surah, we're making a kalkala sound. So well remembered, mashallah. N483, very nicely recited. Keep practicing, and inshallah you'll get there very soon. Yeah.
Okay.
Jazakallah for your time. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Okay. So now we don't have much time to go through more of this surah right now. So we can move on to doing our hifz, which you guys had the homework to go through Surah Al-Fatihah and Surah Al-Nas, revise Surah Al-Fatihah and Surah Al-Nas. So inshallah today, when I call a student to the mic, we can go through either one of the two surahs, okay? So let me just pull out the surah. Okay. Perfect. Co-host, if I could have another student onto the mic, please.
Yes, sure. Next ID will be A5018.
Yeah. A5018. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today? A5018, can you hear me? Okay, I think we lost a student. If you could move on to the next student.
I'm trying to unmute him.
It accidentally said that you muted me.
Yes, I was muting someone else. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Here we are then. Can you hear me now, A5018?
Yes.
Okay, how are you doing today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, did you memorize Surah Al-Fatihah and Surah Al-Nas?
Yes.
Okay, and did you get a chance to recite Surah Al-Fatihah or Surah Al-Nas during the last few lessons?
No.
Okay, well, which one of the two surahs would you like to recite?
Surah Al-Fatihah.
Okay, perfect. Let's go through Surah Al-Fatihah today. Yes, start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Ameen. Well done, A5018. Very nicely recited. Let's just quickly look at a few things together. Yeah? Let's just take a look at the different rules that are present within the surah, because mashallah, your hifz was on point. You didn't really forget anything, which is very good to know. But just a few things that I think we can make benefit of is just going through different rules that are present, okay? So first thing, this ha is one of the throat letters, okay? So try saying ha for me from the bottom of, from the middle of the throat.
Ha.
Okay, let's try that one more time, but say it from the middle, yeah? Ha.
Ha.
Okay,
Ha.
much better. So if you can try repeat after me. Alhamdu.
Alhamdu.
Well done. And the same thing with the ayn. It's also coming from the middle of the throat. So try saying that again for me. Rabbil alameen.
Rabbil alameen.
Well done. So ayn and ha, these are two letters, you know, that you say them using the middle of the throat. Okay, so these are those two letters. How will you say this word for me?
Ar-Rahmanir Rahim.
Okay, well done. You tried to say a good ha sound there, but that same ha is also present here. Okay, there are two types of ha's. This is one of them, and the normal ha is here. Okay, can you see this one? This one comes from the middle of the throat, whereas this ha doesn't come from the middle of the throat. Okay, it comes from the bottom. So try and just give the sound of this ha from the middle. Okay, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim.
Ar-Rahmanir Rahim.
Well done, mashallah. Very nicely recited. Your elongation was pretty good, but just one thing I have to point out here. This ya has got like a blank alif joined to it here. Can you see it?
Yes.
So it's got a blank alif joined to it. And it's actually a rule of mud, alif mud, yeah? If there is a blank alif and the letter before that has got a fatha on top, that means you need to elongate it for 2 seconds. So rather than saying iyyaka, you're going to end up saying iyyaka. Try saying that for me.
Iyaka.
Well done, mashallah, very nicely recited. Now let's try repeat after me again. Iyyaka na'budu.
Iyaka na'budu.
Okay, perfect. Try not to give an alif sound here. Na. Say that.
Na.
Much better, mashallah, very nicely recited. So these are just a few of the things I wanted to point out just before we finish off the surah though. Quick reminder here, if the letter has got a shadda on top, which is this little small W sound, a sign, what do we do?
We do like azza.
Yeah,
like,
we put pressure on it, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you try repeat after me, وَلَضَّالِّينَ.
Waladhalin.
Well done. Just try and not give a za sound here. Try and give a dod, like a thick D sound, okay? Let's try that one more time. وَلَضَّالِّينَ.
Waladhalin.
Well done, mashallah, very nicely recited. A5018. keep practicing the surah as much as possible, and inshallah you get there very soon. Okay?
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khair. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, if I can have another student on the mic, please, co-host.
Yes. I will ask N9514 to unmute her mic.
N9514.
14.
Walaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. Is this N9514?
Yes.
Perfect, great. Now, did you get a chance to recite Surah Al-Fatihah or Surah Al-Nas during the last few lessons?
No.
No, okay, perfect. And which one would you like to recite today?
Surah Nas.
Okay, you'd like to recite Surah Al-Nas. All right, perfect. If you could start off with Tahood and Tasmiyah, then that would be great, yeah?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس مالك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس.
Okay, mashallah, very nicely recited. Let's just look at a few things together. First of all, your memorization is very good. The only thing I will say right now is that you just forgot this first part here. I think it was so this one was the one where you sort of forgot the verse, okay? So that will just come more with practice. But let's just look at a few things together, if that's okay, yeah?
Okay.
For example, here, this ayn, where does the sound of the ayn come from?
Your throat.
Yes, well done. It's one of your throat letters and the sound comes from the middle of the throat. So try saying that one again for me. قُلْ أَعُوذُ
قل أعوذ
بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ.
برب الناس.
Well done, much better. And a very good thing that I liked about your recitation was that at the noon, you knew that at the noon there was a shadda on top, yeah? So you had to give a ghunnah sound. Do you remember the rule of ghunnah?
Yes.
Yes, so if there is a noon mushaddad or a meme mushaddad, you give an emitted nasal sound, okay? So well done, very nicely recited. And you can notice that at the end of every verse, there is an example of ghunnah, yeah? Even here, even here, and here. So well done for applying that really nicely in your recitation. And quickly remind me, this vertical fatha, how long do you hold the vertical fatha for?
2 seconds.
Well done, 2 seconds. Very nicely remembered. Very nicely remembered. And here, try reciting this verse for me, please.
من شر الوسواس الخناس.
Well done, well done. So very nicely you gave a nasal sound here, like a hidden nasal sound or concealed nasal sound. So it was very nicely recited. And this kha, are you noticing that I'm giving a round mouth to it? Yeah, khannas. Try saying that for me.
خناس.
Well done, mashallah. Round mouth needs to be given there. Very nicely recited. And yeah, the rest of it was very beautifully recited. Mashallah, I can see you practiced it and I could see that you can remember it very well as well. Just make sure that practice this a bit more so that you don't forget the surah. Yeah?
Okay.
Perfect. Jazakallah khair for your time, mashallah. Very nice to recite.
Jazakallah.
Hafiz. Okay. If I can have another student on the mic, please, co-host.
Yes. I'm going to call A2052.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Is this A2052?
Ji.
Perfect. Okay, so did you get a chance to recite Surah Al-Fatihah or Surah Al-Nas in the last few classes?
Yeah.
Okay, and which one did you recite?
I think it was Surah Al-Fatihah.
It was Surah Al-Fatihah. Okay, so today I will ask you to recite Surah Al-Nas for me, if that's okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. If you can recite, start reciting from Dawood and Tasmiyah.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس.
Okay, mashallah, very nicely recited. And the best part about your recitation was that you were also, just like the last student, you were also giving a very nice ghunnah sound at the end of every verse. So I was very happy to hear that. And good memorization as well. I'm really happy with it. Like everything that you did today, your recitation was really good, mashallah. Jazakallah khair. Okay, so let me just do this. Let me ask you like 1 or 2 questions just to jog your memories a bit, okay? So do you know what the 2 ghunnah letters are?
The meme the noon mushaddad and the meme mushaddad.
Yes, well done. Very nicely remembered. It's the noon mushaddad and the meme mushaddad. Those are the 2 letters where you need to give a ghunnah sound. So mashallah, very nicely said. Also, how long would you prolong this part here for me? How long would you prolong that?
2 seconds.
2 seconds. Well done. Do you know the rule of waw mad?
When there's one, you have to prolong it for 2 seconds.
Yes. So if there is a vowel with a sukoon or a jazm on top, and the letter before that has got a dhamma, you need to make sure that you need to elongate it for 2 seconds. You prolong it for 2 seconds or 2 counts. So very well remembered, mashallah. Well done. Keep practicing, you know, all the surahs that you know, because you may know them now, but if you don't practice, you may forget them in the future. So just try and practice as much as you can. But overall, I'm very impressed with your recitation today.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khair. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, Karis, if I could have another student onto the mic.
Yes. Next will be N3574.
Yep, N3574. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, did you get a chance to recite Surah Al-Nas or Surah Al-Fatihah in the last few classes? Did you get a chance to recite? Yes, okay. And which ones did you recite? Did you recite Surah Al-Fatihah or did you recite Surah Al-Nas?
Surah Al-Fatihah.
Okay, so you recited Surah Al-Fatihah. So today you're going to try to recite Surah Al-Nas for me, yeah? Did you memorize Surah Al-Nas?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, if you can start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah, and then you can start off the surah for me.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Yep, well done. And if you can start reciting Surah An-Nas for me.
Which one?
Did you memorize it? So do you know Surah An-Nas off by heart? Do you remember the surah?
No.
Okay. Do you remember Surah Al-Fatihah?
I don't know.
Okay, so the aim is to, this is Surah An-Nas, but the aim is to recite the surah without looking at the page because it's memorization. That's why I had to, move it up like that. So do you know Surah An-Nas off by heart? Do you know the surah fully?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to scroll up for you, okay? So that you can't see the surah, yeah? And then try reciting it like that for me, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah and then start reciting Surah An-Nas, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي
Yes, well done. Alladhi.
ويصرف
Fi sudurin.
في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس.
Okay, mashallah, very nicely recited indeed. I could see that you were putting very nice pressure on top of these last letters. You knew that you had to give some time on top of those letters. So mashallah, very nicely recited overall. Let's just quickly look at a few things together, yeah? First of all, can you repeat this part after me, please? A'udhu.
أعوذ
Well done, mashallah. Now I could really hear the difference between the two letters because people tend to mix these two letters up very easily and it's a very common mistake, but don't worry, just keep practicing that and inshallah you understand that and do it well next time. So alif and ayn, they're placed both together, but they both hold a different sound, okay? So make sure that when you're reciting the surah that you're able to show the difference between the two, just like you beautifully did that now as well. And this letter here, kha, you need to give a round mouth. So if you try repeat after me, khannas.
خناس.
Well done, mashallah. And over here, this last verse, you just slightly forgot that verse, but don't worry, just keep practicing the surah. Remember, here it's yuvasvisu. Try saying that for me.
يوسوس.
Well done, mashallah. Very beautifully recited. And just keep practicing this a bit more with the different rules that are in the surah. Make sure that you apply all the rules and then inshallah you'll get there very soon. Okay? Jazakallah khair for your time N3574. Jazakallah khair for your time. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so guys, for the next part of our class today, you guys are going to have a weekly quiz. So just hang on with me 2 seconds before I hand over to our next teacher who's going to be taking the next part of the lesson. Okay, perfect. G34210, can you hear me? Yeah, so G34210, you've been made co-host now, yeah?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Okay, I'm gonna start screen sharing my screen. So please let me know if you can see my screen. Assalamu alaikum, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, Takallam. So, Assalamu alaikum to all students. I will now proceed with your weekly quiz. The quiz is very simple and easy. We have 7 questions, and you will see the questions on screen and the options, and I will launch the polls for every question, and you need to answer on the poll. So I would like everybody to participate in the poll so we can see how much you've learned over the past week. Okay, so this quiz is from what you have learned during the past 5 lessons that you've had. Let's start with the first question. So our first question is, which surah contains the essence of the entire Quranic teachings? The first option is Surah Al-Fatihah. Then you have second option is Surah Al-Ikhlas. Your third option is Surah Al-Falaq, and your fourth option is Surah Nas. I'm going to launch the poll, and you'll have 45 seconds to answer this question. Okay, so make sure that you answer this question. I've started the poll. Can the teachers confirm that they can see the poll?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, thank you. I'll repeat the question. Which surah contains the essence of the entire Quranic teachings? Option A, Surah Al-Fatihah. Option B, Surah Al-Ikhlas. Option C, Surah Al-Falaq. Option D, Surah Nas. We'll wait a few more seconds. Okay, so we'll end our poll here. Most of the students, 83%, have said it's Surah Al-Fatihah, and then 11% have said that it's Surah Al-Ikhlas. So we'll see if this is the right answer or not. So which one is the right answer? So it's Surah Al-Fatihah. Surah Al-Fatihah contains the essence of entire Quranic teaching. So as we know, Surah Al-Fatihah is the first surah, and in the introduction of the surah, you learned that it contains the essence of the entire Quranic teaching. Okay, next we have, the next question is, which of the following is not the letter of elongation? Okay, so you need to understand the question. Which of the following is not the letter of elongation? So your first option is blank alif. Option B is waw sakin. Option C is ya sakin, and option D is alif sakin. So I'm going to launch the poll. And here we go. So I'll repeat the question. Which of the following is not the letter of elongation? Option A, blank alif. Option B, waw sakin. Option C, ya sakin. Option D, alif sakin. Okay, 86% have answered. So I'm going to end the poll. So 42% of you have said that blank alif is not the letter of elongation, but the majority have said that alif sakin is not the letter of elongation. So let's see if this is the right answer. So yes, D, alif sakin is not the letter of elongation. Everything else are the letter of elongations. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question. What is the meaning of the word An-Nas? So in Surah An-Nas, the title An-Nas, what does it mean? Okay, your options are option A, angels, option B, the humankind, option C, Satan, option D, the world. Okay, I'm going to launch the polls. I'll repeat the question. What is the meaning of the word An-Nas? Option A, the angels, option B, humankind, option 3, Satan, option D, the world. Okay, so I'm going to end the poll, and majority of you have said that the word An-Nas means humankind. So let's see if it's the right answer or not. Yes, that's the right answer. The word An-Nas means humankind. Okay. Next question is, on which letters does the sign of this Tashdid results in ghunnah or nasal sound? Okay. And this is a multiple choice question. So you need to tick on 2 options in the poll. So your first option is Meme, second is Qaf, third is Noon, and the fourth is Lam. Okay, I'm going to launch the poll. So I'll repeat the question. On which letters does the sign of the Tashdid results in ghunnah / nasal sound? Option A is Meme, option B is Qaf, option C is Noon, option D is Lam. Okay, I'm going to end the poll, and the majority have said Noon and option A Meme and option C Noon. So let's see if that's the right answer or not. So yes, option A Meme and option C Noon would result in ghunnah sound when there is a sign of tashdid on them. Okay. Next question is, which attribute of Allah is mentioned in the 4th verse of Surah Al-Fatihah? So option A is Ar-Rahman, option B is Ar-Rahim, option C is Maliki Yawmiddin, and option D is Rabbil Alameen. Okay, I'm going to launch the poll. And this includes Bismillah as the first verse, okay? So, which attribute of Allah is mentioned in the 4th verse of Surah Al-Fatihah? Option A, Ar-Rahman, option B, Ar-Rahim, Option C, Maliki Yawmiddin. Option D, Rabbil Alameen. Okay. I'm going to end the poll. And majority of you have said it's Maliki Yawmiddin. So let's see if that's the right answer or not. That's the right answer. Malik. So in the fourth verse, the attribute of Allah that is mentioned is Maliki Yawmiddin. Next question is, how many times does the word An-Nas appears in Surah An-Nas? Your first option is 2, option B is 5, option C is 7, and option D is 6. I'm going to launch the poll. So I'm going to repeat the question. How many times does the word An-Nas appears in Surah An-Nas? Option A, 2, option B, 5, option C, 7, and option D, 6 times. I'm going to end the polls and let's see what the majority thinks. So the majority have answered it as the word Surah An-Nas appears 6 times. So let's see if that's the right answer or not. So the word An-Nas appears 5 times in Surah An-Nas. Okay, you might be confused with the word Khannas, but that's a different word. We were just talking about the word An-Nas. Okay, that only appears 5 times. We'll move on to our next question. That's our last question. Which one of the following is the last word of Surah Al-Fatihah? Okay, option A, Mustaqim, option B, Az-Dallin, option C, Nasta'in, option D, Yawmiddin. Okay, I'm going to launch the polls. I'm going to end the poll and let's see what the majority thinks. So the majority of you have said that Ad-Dallin is the last word of Surah Al-Fatihah. So let's see. Okay. Yes, that's the correct answer. And that's the end of our quiz. Jazakallah for participating. MashaAllah, all of you, most of you know and remember what you have learned from your lessons. And those who have made a few mistakes, hopefully you can do well in the next quiz. Allah Hafiz, everyone.
Jazakallah for that very nice interactive quiz. MashaAllah, very nice presented. I'm just going to quickly share screen our stuff for today. Okay, so guys, due to time constraints, I will not be able to call a student onto the mic for the closing dua, but let's just quickly go through the homework. But before I go to the homework, can I just remind you guys all that inshallah very soon, I believe it is the 28th, that we are going to have our Khilafat Day. So if you wish to participate in either Nazm, Tilawat, Hadith, or any sort of speech, make sure that you send the recordings into us by tomorrow. Okay, so if you wish to participate, make sure that you send in the recordings. Your homework is to memorize Surah Al-Falaq, verses 1 to 4, which is the part that we've gone through today, and make sure to revise Surah Al-Fatihah and Surah Al-Nas. Remember that we went through Qalqala today, which is the rule of making a jerking sound. And these are the 5 Qalqala letters, Qaf, Ta, Ba, Jim, and Dal. So make sure that you know this rule properly. And just before we finish our class, I will quickly recite this prayer for you guys. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم ارحمني بالقرآن العظيم واجعله لي إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة. English translation is, O Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran and make it for me the leader, the light, the guidance, and the mercy. Jazakallah khair for attending the class today. Make sure to do the homework and send in the recordings as soon as possible. Until then, I hope to catch you guys in another class soon. Take care of yourselves. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.